Bamma Nation, we're down here at Systems Training Center in Hawthorne, here with Terrion Ware, getting ready for Badbeat 8 coming March 15th at Commerce Casino. Terrion, how is training going for you?
It's going awesome. It's been a long camp. I just fought recently, so right after that fight I went right back into training, so it's going great. I'm feeling good. I'm already way ahead of schedule. I'm already on weight, so feeling good.
Now going into a little bit of your background, you fought with us for Badbeat 7, victorious. Walk us through that last fight.
It was a tough fight, which I expected. Marvin he's a tough opponent. He came out had just a little bit more of his Muay Thai style, but we went back and forth, and it was a hard win.
Now going into Badbeat 8, going against Jared Papazian, being that he is just released from the UFC, does that add a little bit more pressure, especially since you're now our main event, not just on the undercard?
No, not at all. I mean, for anyone who knows me, even before fights, I never get nervous. Even though it's early on in my career and I haven't had a lot of pro experience, I still feel like I'm at that elite level. I'm gifted athletically. I have great coaching. So I mean, it's no secret that I'm obviously a big underdog going into this fight. If you look on paper, you look at his credentials, you look at mine. He's definitely the favorite, but fights are not fought on paper, they're fought in the cage, and when I'm in the cage, I'm a different animal.
In a recent fight that you had, Jared Papazian was actually sitting ringside watching you. How did that make you feel? Did you notice that he was there?
Yeah, I noticed he was there. I knew he was going to be there. He actually told me he was going to be there on Facebook. I mean, it didn't bother me. I mean, he's a professional. He's fought at the, he's fought in the UFC. He wants to gain any kind of advantage he can. Whether it's physical, mental. He wants to come out and and see me fight. So that's just him doing his homework. I know a lot of other fighters do that. That's something that he wanted to do, but it didn't bother me. Yeah, it didn't bother me at all.
Do you think he found out anything that is going to be to his advantage, or are you going to hold off some secrets until fight night?
I mean, every fight is different. Styles make matchups. He probably saw. I mean, no one fights a perfect fight all the time. There's always some things to work on. So whatever he saw during that fight, he can go in the gym and try to train and exploit. But I'm going to be in the gym working on it, so it's not going to be it's not going to be what he's expecting if he thinks that he can expose those holes that he saw. So I mean, I think mentally it'll probably be an advantage for him. He's going into the gym thinking he can do this or whatever, but it's going to be a different story come fight night.
Now going into this, compared to Badbeat 7 going into Badbeat 8, something changed in your life. You actually had a kid.
Yeah.
And 3 months old now?
Yeah.
Now, does that add a little bit more incentive to win for this fight?
Absolutely. And I'm not just just fighting for me. I'm fighting for him too. I want when I'm done, I'm retired. Whether he wants to pick up the sport or not, or whatever he wants to do, I want him to look back on what I've done and just be really proud of what I've done. No matter how far I go in the sport, just to always know that when he looks at me fight, he looks at what I've done, my credentials, that I always worked hard, I always fought as hard as I could, I always did everything to the max, 100%. So I want to leave a legacy behind for him.
Now, a lot of people don't see the behind-the-scenes work going into a fight. They're just there, they see you going into the cage, but it takes months of training for this. Has that been a big sacrifice now that you have a son?
No, not really. I have a lot of support from from family and friends and stuff like that. So they help out with having a busy lifestyle. They help out. I mean, definitely there's some nights where you don't get as much sleep, but I'm used to it now. Got the hang of it. The first 2 weeks I thought I was gonna die, but I've gotten used to it. He's down to a schedule now where he sleeps through the night, so I get enough sleep.
Well, good. Going into this one, I just had a question for you. Just personally, just wondering about it. Going into this fight, is he going to be there? Like, is he going to be on your mind the whole time, or do you just try to block everything out when you're in the cage?
I mean, for the most part, I'm always thinking about him, but when I'm in the cage, and I'm in there fighting, there's no time to think about anybody else but the person in front of you trying to take your head off. So, I mean, in between rounds, it might be in the back of my mind to give, if I'm feeling a little tired, if I've gotten hurt, if I've gotten cut or something like that. He'll be in the back of my mind to give me that little added motivation. But I've never lacked motivation or drive. There's no quitting me. Anybody who's ever seen any of my fights, I'm never gonna quit no matter what. I plan on having him there. I'm not sure 100% yet, but I do plan on having him there at the event.
Now, going into this, is there anything you would want to say to Jared Papazian?
Not really. I mean, he's a cool guy. We know some of the same people. We've trained at the same gym before a couple times. I mean, I just hope he's not underestimating me. It's going to be, I hope he doesn't think it's going to be just an easy win for him. I'm definitely coming to fight. I know he is too, so I know it'll be a great war.
Now, what can your fans expect come fight night? Like, what is your advantage, you think, going into this fight?
I think my boxing, my speed, I think I hold a speed advantage over the majority of the guys I fight. Not saying that he's slow or anything like that. I've just been gifted, with that athletic ability and that speed advantage. So I think with just my overall speed and my striking, I think it will cause problems for anyone. So I think that'll be my big advantage.
Speaking of speed, your nickname is Flash. Does that mean you're going to be wearing Flash underwear at weigh-ins?
Absolutely.
Now, is there any shout-outs that you want to give to your sponsors, fans?
My sponsors, Bamma Fight Me Clothing, 86 clothing line, who always support me. And a shout out to all my families and friends who always come out and support me. Buy your tickets as soon as possible. Come out. It's gonna be a great night.
All right, Bamma Nation. Again, this is Dixie Jean. He's sitting with Terrion Ware, the Flash Terrion Ware, here at Systems Training Center. You can see him coming March 15th at Commerce Casino for Badbeat Cage.